Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, October 3rd, 2016. What's going on? How are you? Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Today was supposed to be the fucking first day of the pink football, and I didn't see any of that shit out there. Did they abandon it? Did I dream that it went away? They probably walked away. Too many people were getting wise. They made their money. The old filthy, stinking NFL snuck away. With all their pink money to raise awareness. We made our fucking money off of it. We'll maybe it isn't. I don't know. I thought it was in October. Isn't that when the pink lady takes in all that money because everybody's suffering? Fucking asshole. To buy yourself a pink yacht. Isn't that how it works? You know, and then everybody walks around with a little fucking pink pocket square or some shit. Let's take a moment of silence to listen to all the money that is not going towards the disease we all think we're trying to fight right now. Jets pass over, fucking somebody eats some fucking cotton candy, and on to the games. All right, I'm not going to be like this, okay? It's Sunday when I'm recording this. I just got back from a fun weekend. I did 2 nights in Madison, Wisconsin, and then I did a gig in Omaha, Nebraska. Went to the Cornhuskers game versus Illinois, which was a great time. Legendary football stadium. Can't believe I finally got there. Back in the day, I'm going to actually talk to my agent because I used to do so many fucking college gigs back in the day when I was coming up. And then somewhere along the line, you get a following, and then you just go to the city, and you either go to the club, or if you're lucky, you go to a theater or some shit. And somewhere along the line, I just I got out of doing. I want to get back to doing that shit. But all I remember was I did a zillion fucking colleges in Nebraska and Kansas. I was forever flying into fucking Kansas City and driving out to Hayes. Is Hayes, Nebraska, or is it Hayes, Kansas? I can't even remember. Dodge City. Grand Junction. I can't remember the names of them. It was so fucking long ago. I just remember when you got on the 80 in Nebraska. Jesus Christ, Cleo, you going to scratch the whole podcast, buddy? Huh? Come here. Let me help you with that. It's under your collar. I got you. There it is. Oh, look at that face. And when they stick their face out a little further. Oh, that's the spot. There it is. Good? All right, great. Okay, anyways. Jesus. Go on, go lay down. Go lay down, buddy. Go on. So you go across the 80. You get about halfway across the state, and there was this weird, like a fucking footbridge would just go across this highway. And major highway. I mean, you can basically take that thing all the way out to San Francisco if you go west, and I think it... I don't know where the hell that one dies. I drove the 70 the whole way. That one dies somewhere. I drove it from picked it up in Utah, off of the 15, drove the 70 all the way into fucking Pennsylvania. Like a madman. I can tell you that. I drove cross country in 3.5 days by myself with all my shit in my car. My big square fucking TV, parking next to, in parking lots, sleeping. I wouldn't even get a fucking hotel room. I got a hotel room one night, but then I had to pick the fucking TV up and take it in. It was just a pain in the ass. So I was just fuck it. The next night I slept in the car. And anyways, I drove like a fucking lunatic, 70, 80 miles an hour the whole way there. And didn't get pulled over till I got to the George Washington Bridge. And that's when I got pulled over, and the cop came up the window and go, it's funny, I drove here all the way from Los Angeles. The guy goes, shut the fuck up and give me a... He didn't give a shit about how I thought it was a funny little moment. That, I just drove fucking 2,500 miles and I didn't have a problem. And I got down to the last 3 miles of my trip. And then I'm getting a ticket. And this man did not give a shit. And he gave me a ticket. So, anyways, I'd done a bunch of college gigs out there. So throughout the years, that's how I went to all the baseball stadiums, football, and all that shit when I was on the road. And every fucking time I would be anywhere near Nebraska, if they had a game, it was always at night, or if they had a game, they were on the road, and I was never able to go. So fortunately, I finally got to go, and it was pretty cool. I actually met Larry the Cable Guy there. I'd never met him, seen him, blow up throughout the years. and got to hang out with him. And he's like the fucking president out there. So, like, they had like that, all their Heisman Trophy winners were there that day. So Mike Rozier came in, and I actually got a picture with him and Larry, the cable guy, photobombed it in the background. I was there with Nate Craig. We had a great fucking time. So thanks to Larry for letting us in to his fucking, whatever he called, the living room, the suite there. It was just great. But anyways, the stadium was amazing. Those people are fucking loud, too. That wasn't like the most riveting game either. Like the first half, of course, the part that I saw before I had to drive back up to Omaha, kind of sucked. And it really sucked because I bet Nebraska and they were given 20.5 points. And halfway through the second quarter, I'm just thinking, why the fuck would I give 20.5 points to Lovie Smith? This guy fucking coached in the NFL. Sorry, I'm yawning here. Guy coached in the NFL for like, I don't know how many goddamn years. Now he's at the college level. I'm gonna give this guy 20.5 fucking points. And Larry kept going, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We scored more points in the fourth quarter than anybody else. And they actually came back and they made it close. But by then I was long gone. And we drove up and had a great show in Omaha, which I've never done a gig there. I've landed at that fucking airport a zillion times, but I have never did like an adult show. There was always like a college show. So it was just a great fucking weekend. But I come home today. I came home really early because I wanted to come home, watch the Patriots, see if we could go 4-0. And I knew this was going to be our toughest game because Rex Ryan really gets up for the fucking Patriots and Bill Belichick and all that. And we got our butts kicked. Basically, we lost on all levels. Offensive line couldn't protect whoever the fuck's our quarterback, NC State guy there. Got our asses kicked on special teams. And, when you keep going 3-0, your defense is going to get tired. But I got to tell you something. After all of that bullshit, to only lose 16-0, I was pretty happy with that. And now fucking what's-his-face, Tom Brady's back. So it's over. It's fucking over. The whole fucking thing is behind us now. I was worried, what if we go 0-4? 1-3 would suck. 2-2 would be great. 3-1 would be ridiculous, and 4-0 is like fucking impossible. We went 3-1. And then meanwhile, the crybaby Colts. Oh, your balls were too squishy. That's why we lost. Right? Those fucking cunts went 1-3. Those fucking cunts flew to the other side of the world to get their asses whipped by the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars. You know what? And in the end of all of this bullshit, the Patriots are 3-1. The Colts are 1-3. The football gods have spoken. Fucking horseshit. Dumbest fucking, most pathetic ass fucking, every fucking, that drives me nuts. I keep saying I'm going to stop talking, but I keep going up and I keep looking up the Colts and all the fucking shit that they did and just nothing. They get nothing. Suck for luck. Remember that? Let's tank a whole fucking football season. Bet Andrew Luck wishes they didn't do that, huh? Anyway, so it's all back to normal, and you guys can all fucking relax because I'm never going to talk about this again. I'm never going to trash Jim Irsay again. I make a promise. I'll promise you guys that I will go at least, I'd say 30 minutes into the next podcast before I trash him. Nah, I don't know. Whatever the next fucking things he does, I'll fucking trash him again. But I'm just psyched Tom Brady's coming back against Cleveland, which is a decent team. It's where fucking Belichick used to coach. And they let him go. They fired Bill Belichick. Who knew? Did anybody watch that Clemson fucking Louisville game, man? I was on stage when I was in Omaha, so I missed the first half, but I came back about midway through the third quarter. What a fucking unbelievable game. I also missed Tennessee. Tennessee had, like, if it wasn't for the Clemson-Louisville game, basically had the game a week, 2 weeks in a row. I think they're undefeated at 4-0 or 5-0. 2-0 in the SEC. Just a bunch of great games. And I got to talk to people like my people, all right? People in Massachusetts, people in New York, places where I've lived. Those are pro-football cities. I'm telling you, you're fucking missing out. I feel bad for you if you're not into college football. I understand if you're married, you got kids, and at some point you got to take them out for a fucking ice cream. I get that, but you're fucking missing out. I would just say, just pick a fucking team, you know? I was never like a BC Eagles fan. I liked Boston University. And their football team, doesn't exist anymore for whatever fucking reason. I don't know what happened. I used to go to those games when I was a kid at Nickerson Field there, where I also went and I saw a USFL game. I saw the Boston Breakers versus the Washington Federals. We won, of course. The place was packed, too. I don't know. So just pick a fucking team. Just pick a team to follow. Don't be a douche and pick Alabama. But you got to pick somebody competitive or you're not going to get into it. So I picked LSU, and I'm going to see LSU next week when they play Florida. And I don't know, it's going to be a weird... I hope that game doesn't suck. I didn't see how LSU did this week, but I know that they fired Les and their fucking offensive coordinator. So it's kind of crazy to do that in the middle of a fucking season. I've never really seen that before. But anyways, I made an ass of myself, as always, when I landed in Nebraska, because we had to get up at 7 in the morning because I thought the fucking game was at 12:30. I don't know if when I was out here, when I bought the tickets, if it just said it was just doing like Pacific Coast time because we were 2 hours behind them. I don't know why you would do that. So I thought the game was at 12:30. So I got like 7 a.m. flights out of fucking Madison, Wisconsin, connecting Chicago O'Hare, which is always a nightmare. You know, that fucking airport's like 9 miles long, right? So we fucking, we connect there and then we land. And when I got off, I was so fucking tired. And I'd gone out the night before like a fucking asshole. And when I landed, I saw this kid when I was going to the rental car place. He had this Kansas Jayhawks shirt on. And I've always loved Kansas. I don't know why. I was just one year. I started watching them. I just liked them, you know. And so I've always wanted to go to the field house and everything. So I saw it. And I was like half asleep, and I was just like, "Oh shit, Kansas, you Jayhawks fan?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "They play in Lincoln or Omaha?" Like I wasn't even thinking. Like, and the kid's like, "They play in Lawrence, Kansas." And I just walked away, and I was so fucking tired it didn't even hit me till Nate started laughing at me. I was like, oh my God, he's going to think I'm a fucking idiot. He was like, hey, I listened to the podcast and everything. I was just like, oh yeah, Kansas, do they play in Nebraska? That's basically what I said to him. And he just sort of looked at me like, no. He probably walked away like, wow, that really isn't an act. He really is that fucking stupid. So anyways, I want to read this thing to you. This is one of my favorite things that I've seen in a while. The Ryder Cup in golf. All right. I'm sorry that this is all fucking sports. You know, I can talk Trump for a second if you want to. What is this horse shit that they get the guy's fucking tax information? Somebody sent that in. All right. I love how everybody goes, oh, somebody that works for him sends it in. Now, why aren't they being prosecuted for something? Like, you just can't take somebody's fucking tax refund and send it in. And then the fucking... all they got is like, they got like 1 year of his shit or something like that. And they just looked at it and he claimed a fucking $900-something million loss when his casino went out of business or something like that. And then they go, and he legally found these loopholes. Keyword there is legal. So I don't understand. And I fucking can't stand the guy. And I'll tell you, I'll tell you, I'm not voting for that fucking guy. I'm not voting for fucking Hillary either. And fuck all you cunts who go, well, if you don't vote for Hillary, that's like voting for Trump. Go fuck yourself. It isn't. I'm going to try to find somebody, you know, that's, I don't know, remotely fucking honest to try to encourage more honest people to run for this fucking office. I just don't understand all the pussies out there that just cave and go, these are our two choices. I'll just fucking pick one of these. And you know, they keep writing. I guess it's this guy, Gary Johnson, people are freaking out about, like he's the next fucking great white hope, you know. He's going to somehow stop the bankers, right? Or some shit. And so they keep writing these fucking articles because they're worried that They just make the assumption that if you didn't vote for Gary Johnson, that you would vote for what's her face? Oh, crooked fucking Kathy there, Hillary Clinton. I hate when they do that. Like, they don't understand what people are doing when they vote for a third option. You know what I mean? It's you're saying fuck these two people and fuck both those political parties. They just always assume that when you go to that third party that you're really a Democrat. Like, there's no Republican out there sitting there going, there's no fucking way I can vote for Trump or Hillary. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, let's but the guy somebody swipes his fucking tax return. That can't be fucking legal. I don't think this guy has it laying around. It's from 1995. Somebody obviously snooping for the fucking thing. Like, basically, there was a legitimate crime committed. The New York Times looks at his fucking tax refund. All they can say is that he legally found loopholes. So great. So then he didn't cheat on his taxes. I don't know, like the fucking Clintons pay taxes? What the fuck are they doing? Throw their daughter a $3 million fucking wedding? The most money Bill Clinton ever made was $400,000 a year fucking as president until he started giving all those speeches to the cunts that funded him. They washed all their bribe money. They're all filthy. Oh, I'm the angry voter. I'm going to write in my dog. I hate when people... Now, that's throwing your fucking vote away. Like, everybody in Washington goes, wow, this guy was so fed up, he wrote his dog's name in. Guys, I think we all need to stop and figure out what we're doing. Cleo, why are you so itchy? Cleo, did you get into something? This dog, we got this great backyard as we're waiting for the fucking kitchen to get done. Did I tell you guys what happened? Did I tell you when they went to the floor what the fuck they found? That's now going to make it go an extra 2 fucking weeks. And we don't have this place as long as that, so I think I'm going to be staying in a fucking hotel. It's just, I don't know why we did it. I mean, I was kind of all for, hey, why don't we just stay in the house until it catches on fire? And when the cloth wiring flashes or whatever the fuck it does and just burns the whole thing down, we just walk away from this. Wouldn't that be great? Do you ever think of how fucking great having everything you own just burned to the fucking ground? As long as you got some money in the bank. Obviously, if you don't have any money in the bank, that would be fucking... But if you just get, you're working, you could just walk away from all of it, right? No more trips to Goodwill, right? Nothing sentimental that you just can't get rid of anymore. It's just all, you got the fucking shirt on your back. You're like fucking Johnny Appleseed, I got to tell you, the longer I live, the more urge I have. Like, I was out in Nebraska and I was fucking in like Wisconsin and I was envious. I was like, look at all this fucking space these people have. Look at these trees. Look at they have water. Shit doesn't just catch on fire out here. Sure, they got them tornadoes out there. But I went down this road when I was in Wisconsin. I swear to God, it's like one of those roads that they shoot a car commercial on. And I was just out there, like in Nebraska, going, this right here, this is where you could actually, you could have a fast car. You could ride a fucking motorcycle and not worry that someone's going to fucking kill you every 3 seconds. You could actually get your car, up to 80, 90 miles an hour out here. LA, you got to try to do it at 3 a.m, and you get on the fucking highway, and that's the only time those poor bastards can try to fix the fucking thing. So then they have it all go down to one lane, and you're sitting in traffic again at 3 a.m. So it's beautiful. I fucking love Wisconsin, man. I'm a big fan of Milwaukee, too. And Nebraska was the shit. And I don't know. I think I would slowly... You know who would go crazy? My wife would go crazy if I brought her out there. First of all, because she'd probably be like one of the only black people in fucking Nebraska. But I would also be able to leave. I could fly around and go do gigs and go to a big city and then fucking come back. It'd be hilarious. Then she'd want to be a road dog with me. Like, then she'd be all excited. Where are you going? I want to go. Because, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Nia never goes on the road with me unless I'm going. If I go to Miami, all of a sudden, she wants to support me because I get lonely out there. If I go to New York City, anytime I leave the country, but when I really fucking need her, when I'm fucking going to, I don't know, going out to El Paso or some shit like that. But I can't even say that because I had a great time when I was there. That's the fucking thing. When I go on the road, whatever people do, there's no way people just sit around not having fun. They're going to figure out how they're going to have fun. You just got to figure out where the fuck it is. And, who knows? Next thing you know, you're in Jacksonville, Florida at a fucking gun range, shooting a gun with the silencer. I actually got to fucking do that. And everybody, whenever they bring up Jacksonville, oh my God, there's nothing there. Blah, 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 blah. All I think about is feeling like I was in the Secret Service. Right? Right, Cleo? One of those James Bond fucking movies. There was a disappointing sound, by the way. The silencer. It didn't have that cool fucking movie sound. It goes like, pew, pew. Didn't sound like that. It had a metal clanky sound. It was really quiet. If you were a light sleeper, you'd wake up. It'd be like, did somebody just get killed in the other room? But if you're like a normal sleeper, Cleo, you can't scratch the whole podcast, all right? Now, goddamn it, you weren't scratching it all before I started. And the second this thing comes on, you just lay on the wires. Come here. Do you have any concept of a podcast? Do you? You can't just lay on the mixer? You're just looking at me like, can you fucking start rubbing my belly here or what? What are we trying to do here? All right, so let me get to my favorite fucking thing I've read in a long time. Cleo, you got to get off the wires. That's my fault. I called you up. I love you, buddy, but you got to go. Go on, get over there. Go on, go see mommy. Go see mommy. Go on. Go on. I love that she knows what that means. All right, I got to read this fucking thing here. All right, so the Ryder Cup is like, I don't know what it is. I fucking hate golf. I don't hate it. I like smoking cigars. I like getting drunk. But I can't, the fucking assholes stand over the ball for like 9 hours. You're going to slice it. Just fucking hit the thing and drop another one. And they all fucking, you want to talk about fucking cheaters? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I had a 6. 6 what? Fucking lost balls, you asshole. We fucking saw you whacking at it. One of my favorite things to do when I golf is I count every fucking stroke. If I'm teeing off, whatever the fuck you call it, right? If I swing and miss, I count that fucking thing. Because people go, no. I was trying. That counts. You cheating cunt. You know why there's so much cheating in fucking golf? Because the people, generally speaking, who play it are not fucking athletic. You got a lot of bankers. You got a lot of stuffed shirts. You got a lot of people just motivated by fucking money. They were never picked in gym class, okay? They had their underwear yanked up over their fucking head, and it had this anger in them. Oh, I'm going to show them. Someday when I come back to the fucking high school reunion, I'm going to have this fucking unbelievable car or whatever the fuck it is that deal. Or maybe they're born into money. Or maybe I'm just completely full of shit, and I don't like the sport because my legs are white like the mozzarella. Maybe that's what it is. But anyways, I've been telling you guys that I really like wearing golf clothes. It's so fucking comfortable. It's breathable and movable because there's so many fat fucking unathletic fucks that play that game, and they got to walk around. Who's kidding who? They get the golf cart and they waddle up to their fucking ball. You know what I mean? They got all this shit. Their fucking socks matches a stripe in their collar, right? They got the baggy shit on. And you know them when they go back with the club and they got to move that fucking mush of man tits and belly underneath that shirt. You know what I mean? Like the way your lat is or where their lat should be, right? There's all this it's all marbled. And that shirt has to fucking stretch, right? So because of those fucking people complaining to the clothing companies, I'm telling you, the shit is crazy how comfortable it is. I love it. My wife hates it. So anyway, the Ryder Cup is basically when the Americans play, I don't know, I guess we play Great Britain and somebody else who gives a fuck about golf. And it's country versus country. It's like the Olympics, except nobody really gives a shit, right? I know people care, right? So anyways, there's some fucking guy, Danny Willett, and he has a brother, and his brother just went off on Americans, the American fans. It's fucking hilarious. And I guess, of course, it's some big goddamn controversy because somebody had the nerve to call Americans, you know, I've never understood why you can't do that. Or why if your brother says something fucked up and you're in the public eye, all of a sudden you have to answer for it. Like this guy was like stammering, like apologizing for the guy. I'd be like, who said it? Your brother. Who? Who said the thing that you're upset about? Who said it? My brother. Right, yeah. Well, fucking go talk to him, you cunt. The fuck? And why can't they say that? Why can't they say that? And why does that make the sport lose fans? You know what I mean? You know why? Because there's fucking kids in the world. Oh, my kid heard that. Well, did he? You know what else he heard? He heard you fucking your wife the other night. All right, that's his mother. What do you think that did to him? What do you think was worse? Oh, Jesus, Bill. I'm always grabby when I fly that day. All right, here we go. So anyways, so I guess they're playing each other. And I guess we play in England in golf or some shit. Like anybody gives a fuck. I guess a lot of people give a fuck, but I don't. So I assume no one else does because I'm self-centered. So anyways, his brother was texting with somebody. This is once again, I don't know how somebody found this, if it was a fucking email or whatever. Well, why don't I read it for you? Danny Willett was quietly going about his business during a Ryder Cup practice round Wednesday morning when all hell was breaking loose on social media thanks to a scathing screed his brother wrote for a website in which he called Americans fat, stupid, greedy, classless bastards. You know what I love about that? That guy, he just hit the nail on the head. Can we fucking argue any of that, generally speaking? Come on, let's go through them. Fat, you got us. Stupid, yeah, I'll give you that. Greedy, absolutely. Classless bastards, totally, 100%. Dude, this guy's insults on the fucking golf fans that show up to this thing, it's like when Larry Bird would just be doing the 3-point contest and he just kept shooting them through the net, and when he ends it with classless bastards, that's the 2-point ball, the colored one in the end. Dude, I read this thing. Like the headline says, Family Feud, Willett's brother, however the fuck you say his name, it just says, Americans, fat, stupid, greedy bastards. And I was on the plane and I bursted out laughing. And I was like, please let this article be as much of a joy to read as the headline. And it was. He said here we go, stupid. I can't even say this word. The excoriating of American golf surely was not a part of Darren Clark's captain's handbook, part of which states the visiting team shall not rile up the opposition's home crowd with trash talk. These were some of the choicest of his words in the article. I got to read this fucking article. This is what he said. For the Americans to stand a chance of winning, they need their baying mob of imbeciles. The only thing that can make this funny is listening to this guy say it in an English accent. This is the greatest shit I've read in a while. To get their baying mob of imbeciles to caress their egos every step of the way. Team Europe needs to shut those groupies up. They need to silence the pudgy, basement-dwelling irritants stuffed on cookie dough and pissy beer, pausing between mouthfuls of hot dogs so they can scream Bubba Booey until their jelly faces turn red. He just keeps going. They need to stun the angry, unwashed, make America great again swarm, desperately gripping their concealed carry compensators and belting out a mini erection-inducing mashed potato, hoping to impress their cousin. They need to smash the obnoxious dads with their shiny teeth, Lego man hair, medicated ex-wife, and resentful children. Oh, my God. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd give this guy a standing ovation. How do you get mad? I mean, when a guy goes that hard, how the fuck do you get mad at that? I mean, that's hilarious. Come on, man. You could do the same thing about them. They're fucked up teeth, the fat fucking fish and chip eating jackasses, neo-Nazi fucking racists beating the fuck out of each other at their fucking stupid ass pussy fucking football games. You can't use your hands. Everybody flopping around the ground. Dude, soccer is such a shitty fucking sport. Women's soccer is actually better than the men's. All right? And I'm just talking legit. I don't mean like volleyball, because they're fucking hotter, dude. Look at the fucking ass on her. I'm not looking at them even remotely even objectifying them. I'm just saying straight up as a sport. The fucking ladies play. Somebody trips them, they get up. These fucking guys are rolling around on the ground. Oh my God, it's like watching musical theater without the fucking music. It's horrific. There, so I did that. Now does my brother have to apologize to me? Fucking standing ovation. I got to give that guy a shout out. Not to Danny, because Danny then for some reason he has to. He laughed his fucking balls off, in some really comfortable clothes, golfing clothes. He must have been laughing his fucking ass off and just be like, dude, why the fuck did you do that to me? He just goes, after that fucking masterpiece. All right, whether you agree with it or not, that was a fucking Lego Man hair, our pissy beer. Come on. If they're fucking concealed carry compensators. Okay, and then this is what he says. Off the record, he laughed his balls off. And then on the record, he's just like, I'd just like to apologize to everyone involved. I spoke to him on the phone after I was made aware of what was being said. And I said to Peter, I was obviously disappointed at what was said and what was written about the American fans. They took me under their wing fantastically back in April, I guess when he won the Masters. And as soon as I got off the golf course, I went to see Davis, and me and Davis had a chat for a few minutes about it all. He took it really well, and he took it really well. They were fucking laughing their balls off. And you know what's funny is then they got a picture of the American fans, and there's three people in the photo, and there's not one of them that I would not go out and get shit-faced with. I mean, these are the fucking people. You need those people. These are the people. They're not going to do anything in life. They're going to watch other people do shit in life and go fucking nuts, right? When you accomplish something. And when you don't, they're going to say you suck and talk a bunch of shit about what they would have done, right? Who doesn't love being that guy? They're all draped in the fucking... One guy's dressed like Uncle Sam. Another guy, for whatever reason, he has an American flag shirt, and then he has like a park ranger hat on. Maybe that's a golf thing. And the other guy has got he's got the American flag over his head while wearing a baseball hat. He looks like an old woman, like when he's wearing like a shawl or something. Oh, that's fucking late. And there's nothing better too. The dumber the fans are at a golf event when they're around pros, that's one of my favorite things. You know what I mean? Because you just everything about like tennis and golf is shh, like stop talking, shh. You know what I mean? It's fucking. You look at the fucking NBA. You're going to take a fucking foul shot. Like a third of the stadium is doing everything but taking their dicks out and shaking it in your face. And these guys can consistently make it. How about a little focus? Tennis is the same way. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. You know what I mean? They don't boo, they whistle. Oh, speaking of which, there's a fucking incredible documentary out there about Serena Williams last year when she tried to do the Serena Slam. I mean, she won 4 in a row. I mean, she won the U.S. Open, but it was in 2014, and then she won the Australian, then she won French, and then she won Wimbledon. So that's 4 in a row right there. She did it the way Tiger Woods did it. They like 4 majors went by, but Serena Williams actually, not Serena Williams, sorry, Steffi Graf actually did it, and somebody else, I forget her fucking name. Actually, I believe, I haven't looked it up in a while, but I believe they did it in a calendar year. So I'll give them that one. But when they were breaking Tiger Woods' balls, give me a fucking break. Nobody's even come close to doing that, and he won 4 in a row. So, whatever. And if you'd read Andre Agassi's book, Open, which even if you're not into sports, which I don't think anybody left listening to this podcast is not into sports after this fucking shit. That's all I've been talking about this week. If you read his book, it's one of the best books I've ever fucking read as far as like an autobiography. I fucking hate reading. I got ADD out the fuck. I got, I guess, a mild form of dyslexia, and I'm a fucking moron. So, I mean, I got a lot working against me. All right? And I was riveted reading that book. Totally fucking engaging. And if you've actually read that book and then you watch the Serena documentary, just what that sport does to your body and shit, it's fucking, half the fucking thing is her laying on a table, getting a massage You know, that probably just sounded all creepy, but I'm serious. If you read the Agassi thing, and the guy's sitting there talking about he's taking like a fucking hour-long shower trying to get his body to be able to move again when he's just played the first round of a major and he's got to somehow fight his way through that and getting shot up with shit. It's fucking unbelievable. But it's a great fucking documentary. And you got to love the documentaries because my wife will not watch sports, you know, but if there's a documentary about it, like a 30 for 30, you know, documentaries bring people together. You know, like I won't watch Real Housewives, but if they did a documentary on one of them and how the fuck they ended up on there, it would be interesting. You are an absolute fucking failure if you make an uninteresting documentary. I'm trying to think the last time I ever saw a documentary that wasn't on some level interesting. Like you literally fucking watch somebody like, hey, this is how they make milk bottles. You know, the whatever the fuck you call it, the way we go about making it, whatever that big word is, the process. That's not that big. That's a medium word, Bill. Has not changed. It's remained the same for hundreds of years. And I go down a fucking rabbit hole just watching that shit. Tom Papa, the great Tom Papa, fucking made me a loaf of bread. Who's kidding who? He made it for Nia. Nia was the one asking for it, right? Tom doesn't give a shit about me. The man uses me. You know, comes over here, he smokes all my cigars, he drinks all my liquor. I'm totally joking. Tom's one of the great human beings I've ever met. He's a great guy. And he made it for both of us because he's a sweetheart. And so he was telling me this whole thing about how you make sourdough bread like the old-fashioned way and how the yeast bacteria is in the air. And you make like this concoction of like flour because yeast eats flour and you mix it with water and you got to leave it out. And then when it starts to like for a couple of days and then when it bubbles up, you know, it's going to start to smell like beer. And, you know, and if you didn't fuck it up, you know, once it gets to a certain point, I don't know, you put like plastic wrap. It's like this whole fucking process just to get this thing called your starter. So you can get the fucking sourdough taste in there, I guess. And that concoction is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life. And it's fucking unreal because once you make it, you just keep feeding it and it keeps living. And evidently in France, they have these concoctions that somebody started, the starter or mother. They call it mother, which is really creepy. Like they started it like hundreds of years ago, like 100 years ago. Somebody started it and they just kept passing it down. People just kept feeding the fucking thing. It's fucking bizarre. But that shit, like if there was a documentary on making bread, I would sit down and I would watch it. You know? But if there was a fucking sitcom about people that made bread, I would fucking take a gun out. I wouldn't kill myself, but I would want to. You know what I mean? Why do I always go to suicide? Does anybody else? I just always think that. I just always think about like, yeah, you know, I could either sit through this, or I could dive under that passing bus. I'm not going to do it. Hey, would you do it if you absolutely fucking knew? That'd be weird if you knew without a doubt that there was a better place. You know what I mean? If you knew without a doubt there was a better place and you were going to it, like. You got to be thinking back. There had to be a couple events, you know, where you're just like, geez, I got this paper due. I'm with this girl. I got to break up. I don't want to fucking break up with her, you know. It's just, all right, that was dark. Okay, let's get out of that. You should never do that. It's not an option. There's always hope, you know. You know what's a great thing? You know what'll get you out of a depression? You get a dog. You get a dog like mine. That'll put you in a happy mood. Dogs are the fucking best. You know, you come home, I know every comic has done a bit on this, but they're just so fucking psyched to see it. They're always fucking psyched to see it. You can never disappoint them. You know what I mean? They just love you. They're the best. Do you know the other night, you know, when I was fucking, I had to move my car, right? And it was like, you know, street cleaning day, so it was opposite side of the fucking street parking. So, you know, I'm like, God damn it, I'm going to drive like 15 minutes down the fucking road or some shit, right? And my dog was already asleep, but because it heard me going outside, it immediately got up and was looking at me like, are we going out together? Are we going out? And I was looking like, no, I'm I'm fucking just moving the car. Relax, dude. So I go out there. I drive down the street, and it was like a 15-minute walk back. Took me, a couple minutes to drive over there. So I was gone like 15, 20 minutes. I come back to the house. My wife's already in bed. She's already in bed. She's not concerned about me, right? The lights are all off in the house. I open the door quietly, and who's fucking sitting right there, still waiting for me? My dog. Still fucking waiting for me. And I just looked at the thing. I was just like, yeah, and it didn't, and it wagged its tail, and I locked the door, and then it walked with me down the stairs to go to bed. It was like a bodyguard. I'm telling you, they're the fucking best. Having said that, some fucking lady on my flight, on my way out, like, dude, this whole I need my dog because I'm afraid to fly fucking thing is getting out of control. Like the size of dog that you could bring on. This person brought on a dog that was like the next weight class up from a Cocker Spaniel. And a poor husband is bringing the whole fucking doggy bed. And I'm thinking, are they really thinking they're going to stick that in between the rows? And they didn't. They jammed it in the overhead compartment. Like the two of them took up an entire row's overhead compartment. Just fucking selfish cunts. And every time she'd walk by with the dog and look at her, she'd do that smile like, isn't it adorable? Oh yeah, the dog's adorable. You're not. You're a selfish fuck. That's what I was thinking. But then you know what? The dog was totally well behaved. It wasn't a fucking problem. And of course, they sat in the row right in front of me. And I don't know. I got to learn to let shit go. I really do. I'm trying right now. Two things I'm trying to do, all right? Not flip out when I drive and not get mad at technology. If I could do that, I would yell 80% less. And I think my wife would enjoy her life a lot more, All right. Well, I got to pause here to read some advertising. I don't even know if it's come in yet, and then I got to read the questions for this week. By the way, congratulations to the fucking Buffalo Bills. They've been looking great the last 2 weeks. All you guys, all the Buffalo Bill faithful out there, you were ready to kick Rex to the fucking curb. A lot of you were, right? Like he was going to turn around that shit show in a couple of games. He's a fucking damn good coach. And I don't know what his record is against Belichick, but he's got to be the closest to 500 of anybody. I mean, Tom Coughlin's the guy that owns Belichick. He's the guy that when they all fucking hang out in the end, Bill's going to sit there laughing going, you know what, you guys all gave me a rough time, but this motherfucker right here, this guy's the guy. All right. Let's see if I got the fucking advertising here. Come on. Give me the advertising. One time. 624. Where the fuck is it? And nothing. All right. I got to hit pause. It ain't going to be a big deal in your life. It's just going to be a couple of seconds. All right. Maybe I'll give my dog a fucking flea bath. All right. What's wrong with you? All right. I love you too. Okay. All right, I'm back. Just like that. Of course, I didn't fucking... Why would I turn it on until hang on a fucking second. Okay, and I'm back again. All right. Fuck. Goddamn phone is hot as shit. All right. Oh, shit. Give me the loot. Loot Crate. Hey, you fucking nerds. You're looking for gear, collectibles, housewares, and more from your favorite pop culture franchises. We got you covered. Loot Crate offers a range of geek and gamer items for less than $20 a month. Want to bring your loot to the next level? Get a bigger box with even bigger loot with Loot Crate DX. Does that mean the sizes are bigger? You get more shit. You probably get more shit, That's got to suck, man. If you're into... There's so many people that are into superheroes that are not even remotely in shape, and you want to dress up like them. Come on, nerds. Fucking sign up for Loot Crate and join a goddamn gym. Right? Get in Aquaman fucking shape today before your orange shirt arrives. Loot Crate DX. If you're more the type to wear your geeky heart on your sleeve, then Lootwear, our monthly wearables and accessories subscription, is the droid you're looking for. That chill running up your spine isn't your imagination, people. It's Loot Crate's October theme. Horror. We're taking over 40 years of creepy, campy, bloody icons and putting them in this month's crate. Channel your best Final Girl with items from The Walking Dead Nightmare. Oh, The Walking Dead Nightmare on Elm Street. Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Halloween. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, then that's it. It's over. All right? So make sure to head over to www.lootcrate.com, crate with a C, /Burr, and enter Burr to save $3 off any new subscription today. And it ends with saying boo. All right. Oh, Dollar Shave Club, everybody. Guys, to go to Dollar Shave Club for a fantastic shave. Evidently, you know that. What you probably don't know is that they have other amazing products, all right? They're going to push this shit on you, too, so you can look nice and dolled up when you go out on the fucking town. The quality is the best on the market. Their body wash is great and won't dry out your skin. Their pre- and post-shave stuff keeps your skin soft and smooth. Their stuff will have you looking and smelling like $1,000,000. This is great. They're going to get you all fucking hooked up. Now you don't have to go into CVS buying all your shit. All right, you just go on their goddamn website, you knock it all out, right? Next thing you know, somebody shows up and they're shaving your balls. Their stuff will have you looking and smelling like $1,000,000. Dollar Shave Club's got stuff for your hair, for your face, for your underparts, for every way to keep you feeling and looking fresh. Once you're in the club, you'll see they've got the best grooming products out there, and they're all affordable. Right now is your chance to see for yourself why so many people love Dollar Shave Club. I just love Dollar Shave Club. Just brightens up the room. You're not a member? If you're not a member yet and you've never joined, now's the time. You'll get your first month of razors for absolutely free. Just pay shipping, and that's not fucking free now, is it? And that's it. That's after that, it's only for a few bucks. Join today. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. Oh, and here's our favorite. Good old, boop, boop. Me undies. The Pats are 3-1. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Me undies. That suspension was a lot of fun. We won 3 games. We only lost 1. Put on the underwear. Now you got fun. Flossing your crotch. Giving the finger to fucking Jim or say yeah. That's if he's sober. All right. Picture a world where putting on a new pair of underwear. 3-1, baby. And Tommy's coming back. He's coming to fucking Cleveland, kid. The fucking town that fired Billy Belichick. Why the Jesus Christ? And to think Cleveland fans have the fucking nerve to bitch. Well, I guess they should bitch. They didn't make that decision, did they? And he wasn't winning when he was there. I guess he kind of did okay. I don't know. Anyways, MeUndies. Picture a world where putting on a new pair of underwear isn't just fresh. You're stepping into a better day. Jesus Christ, relax. It's just fucking underwear. Think about it. Underwear is the first thing you put on and the last thing you take off. Unless you're fucking weird. Unless you're weird. One of those people who puts their shirt on first and just sitting there with your junk hanging there. Why would you settle for anything less than the best feeling underwear on the planet? Please include all of the following. I'm going to fucking include everything you wrote. There you go. MeUndies focuses solely on producing the most comfortable underwear you've ever experienced. My friends at MeUndies sent me a few pairs a while back, and now I can't imagine wearing anything else. It makes each and every day that much better. That's my bad Midwestern accent. Get yourself a brat and watch the Badgers. For the price of 2 cocktails, MeUndies will deliver your new... Did they just send me a few? Actually, they did send me a few pairs. One of them I liked, and then the other one was just too fucking small, and I look like a pasty, out-of-shape Greg Louganis. Meaning it was as tight as a Speedo. I would never say I was as good-looking a guy as Greg Louganis. All right, for the price of 2 cocktails, MeUndies will deliver your favorite pair of underwear right to your doorstep. Better day guaranteed. Try them on, and if they aren't the most comfortable, best-feeling undies you've ever had, they'll refund you and let you keep your first pair for free. Included in the price is the sweet touch of modal. Gross. A special fabric made with the best-in-class raw materials that are scientifically proven to be 3 times softer than cotton. That means when they were doing it, right, somebody would have a handful of cotton and somebody would have a handful of modal, right? And they'd walk up to a naked man and they would just start rubbing his undercarriage. He's blindfolded. Which one you like? You like them all. Well, how many times better is it? I'd say twice as good. That's not good enough. Anyways, how do they figure that shit out? Okay, these uber cozy undies are sold exclusively on MeUndies website, where you'll enjoy free shipping in the U.S. and Canada. And for a limited time, everyone in my audience and wherever else they fucking advertise gets 20% off their first order. But you have to go to our special URL, MeUndies.com/Burr. With the MeUndies Better Day Guarantee, you have nothing to lose. So don't wait any longer. Go to MeUndies.com/Burr right now for 20% off your first order. That's MeUndies.com/Burr. Can you imagine if you put on those unbelievably comfortable underwear, right? And then something makes you laugh and you shit yourself a little bit. I mean, that would ruin your day, And I bet you couldn't send those back. Jesus, Bill, a skid mark joke? Well, yeah, it's a little late in the podcast. What do you want from me? All right, Stamps.com. This is the last one, everybody. Mailing and shopping are a routine part of running your business. Important keeps your operation going. I never will get that fucking sentence out right. Mailing and shipping are a routine part of running your business. ... Important, keeps your operation going. How the fuck am I supposed to read that? Mailing and shipping are a routine part of running your business. Important. Oh, so important keeps your operation going. Oh, they're doing the ... Oh, I see. You want the and so forth and so on read. Okay, let's do this again. Take 200. Stamps.com. Mailing and shipping are a routine part of running your business. Important keeps your operation going. That didn't work. Important fucks the whole thing up. I'm not saying it anymore. Important's off the fucking roster. I don't give a shit. Okay, you want me to cook the dinner? You got to let me buy the groceries. But if you're making, who knows? Who's that about, everybody? Come on, Pats fans. Who said it and what player was he talking about? In 3, 2, 1, bang. Bill Parcells, Terry Glenn. Who did he say it to? Robert Kraft. If you're making constant trips to the post office, that's a routine you need to change. There's a much more convenient way. Stamps.com. Stamps.com brings all of the service of the post office right to your desk. You'll never waste valuable time going to the post office again. So you can focus on what really matters, growing your business, trying to fuck the chick next door. I use Stamps.com for whenever I sell posters after my shows. I'm going to be selling an exclusive poster at the end of my fucking run in D.C. every night after the show. And I'll be using Stamps.com to get those motherfuckers there. Right now, sign up for Stamps.com and use my last name, Burr, for this special fucking 4-week trial, plus a $110 bonus offer, including a postage and digital scale. They've had this special offer since I've been reading this for 5 fucking years. It's not special. I've been doing this forever. It's as special as a Comedy Central special. Half hour. The half hour special. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Burr. That's Stamps.com. Enter Burr. All right. Now we're on to the questions. Why you guys ask me for advice? I know why. Because you just want to hear me read out loud. I know it is. I know you don't take it seriously. And anybody takes this seriously, you're on your own. This is a disclaimer. All right? Why would you take advice from me? I went to summer school 2 out of 4 years in high school. Should have gone all 4. My sophomore teacher hooked me up, gave me the D-, and senior year, it was like, what's the point? Evidently, I have to learn a trade. All right, comic book stuff. Dear Billy Unbreakable, we all know how you hate Comic-Con stuff. I don't. It's just they're an easy target, and I'm lazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Although I recently watched some reality, I was on a plane, right? I was on the plane, and there was some show, and there was just these guys standing around in, what the fuck? It's a comic book store out here, and I started to watch it, and they were all doing that fucking, if this comic book guy fought that comic book guy. And I can't sit through that, but I can sit through, dude, who is better, Gretzky or Lemieux? I'm telling you, if Lemieux didn't have those years off, I'll fucking stay in that forever. But I can't get into comic book shit as much as I liked the superheroes when I was growing up. But then I got older and I grew up. All right, superhero movies and Loot Crate. I don't hate that shit. I just like making fun of it. He said, you've mentioned in the past the only superhero you liked was Luke Cage a.k.a. Power Man. No, I like Spider-Man too. Captain America, Iron Man. Batman was cool. More the comic book. On TV was, I liked that show when I was younger, but then it was just sort of silly, too campy for me. I liked the Heath Ledger Batman. And I loved that Christian Bale, even everybody made fun of his voice. It fucking made sense that he would change the sound of his fucking voice. You guys know what my voice sounded like. If I had a 3/4 fucking mask on and I just started talking to you, you'd be like, dude, what the fuck's with the mask, Bill? Anyways, you should be excited to know he has his own Netflix series now. Get the fuck out of here. Luke Cage does? It's super popular and getting attention. Not just because it's great, but also because it's topical. It knowingly acknowledges the significance of a bulletproof African-American wearing a hoodie. Through the series, Luke engages with police officers who shoot him and leave holes in his hoodies. The police often interrogate and harass black people in Harlem who have done nothing wrong. Oh, I got to watch that. He goes, my questions are, do you still like Luke Cage? Will you watch the series? Yes. Do you think it's good to acknowledge Trayvon Martin and the Black Lives Matter movement in this way? Yeah, why not? When you watch those Pixar movies, they talk about global warming. They had the ant thing and they go, one ant's not tough, but if all the ants start moving, they could take us over. That was all about like the fucking Bilderberg people. If they can do all of that shit, why can't they bring up that stuff? I love it. Is that a good way to acknowledge this? First of all, who the fuck am I to say that? That's not an issue that has made my life like, I don't have to worry about my life. You know what I mean? So I would ask, why don't you ask black people that? Do you think it's good to acknowledge? Anyways, love your podcast and your stand-up. Greetings from Ontario. I'm just like, I like when, as much as I like Superman versus Batman. All right. I like when they do the comic book stuff. And as much as the people can fly and they're fucking the size of an ant and shit like that, the more reality that they bring into it, the more grounded that they keep it, the more I like it. And I know Superman versus fucking Batman. They're like, Jesus, how many people did they fucking kill? That never entered my mind. I didn't give a shit. They're like, they did billions of dollars worth of damage. Who gives a fuck? My favorite thing was they were saying that superhero can't be out there acting unilaterally. Like they didn't like that Superman was going around just helping everybody, regardless of whether they would trade with the United States or not. And I just love that the United States felt that they could claim Superman. It was fucked up. I guess he got adopted by United States parents and he did get a free education. Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? You know what? I stand by the American government on that one. No, but the more that they can bring in like the just the real world reality, I think that shit's great. And the dark, in the comic books, isn't it always like dark, depressing? They're fucking loners. Like, I never liked the X-Man thing. It just sounded like a bunch of whiny teenagers to me. They didn't go dark enough or make it adult enough. It was probably for teenage kids. Who's kidding who? It probably wasn't for a fucking bald 48-year-old male. We got to get these guys. This is our demographic. These are the guys that are going to buy all the fucking swag. I actually, when I was a kid, I read comic books, and I really liked the drawings and the different ways that they would go about it. And when sometimes they'd take up a whole page and they draw something, or they'd have like 3 of the squares would all like a bullet got shot, and they just show where it went and stuff. Like, I really liked it. And I thought it was incredibly talented in that thing. But I stopped short of like dressing up like them and having like a fucking lightsaber fight. You know what I mean? I guess that's where you lose me. And to be honest with you, what I'm doing is what a lot of people do is I'm taking like, most golf fans are not like those fucking animals at the Ryder Cup screaming and yelling like a bunch of fucking lunatics. You know what I mean? A lot of them are, I went to the Masters. The people were fucking cool, but it's just fun to make fun of them, I guess. Jesus, Bill, did you retract everything that you've ever said about it? Sort of. I'm trying to be a better fucking person, man. I gotta stop. Like, that the word cunt and all this stuff, like, just flies out of me in public, and it's getting worse. And, it's gotten to the point where now it actually, for the first time in my life, like embarrasses me. So I'm trying to see the other side of that. And I know people are like, well, then you're not going to be funny anymore. Believe me, I will fuck up plenty in my life. I don't need to be screaming cunt when there's children around in a fucking airport. All right, Montreal pit bull ban. Hi, Bill. I think your special Let It Go did a lot to educate people about what sweet and loving pets pit bulls can be. I don't have a pit bull myself, but I do not believe in breed-specific legislation or banning certain breeds of dog just because they're more likely to be owned by assholes who will train them to be violent. I live in Ontario where pit bulls are already banned. When Mark Buehrle, Buehrle, how the fuck do you say that? Buehrle, was in the Toronto Blue Jays. You mean on the Toronto Blue Jays? He chose to live alone in Toronto away from his family rather than give up their pit bull. Recently, Montreal Council voted in favor of a bill to ban new pit bulls and other dangerous breeds, as well as impose strict regulations on pit bulls already living in the city, including muzzling. Oh, putting a muzzle on them. From what I read, the bill seems to be a panic reaction to the death of a woman who died following a dog attack. Here is the article if you want to read it. I would love for you to speak out against this super lame bylaw and continue to use your fame as a platform to educate people about, dude, I don't do that. I'm not going to be that person. Hey, I have a podcast. Now you should listen to me about social issues. Perceived as dangerous. Your bit about adopting Cleo is seriously one of my favorite things in life. Oh, thank you. I wish everyone could hear it. Thank you so much. Bill, go fuck yourself. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the fuck happened up there, but like I don't think pit bulls are bad dogs. I will tell you, my dog's a fucking psycho and would try to kill you if you came into the house. Would attack you because it's possessive, it's envious, jealous, whatever the fuck it is. And my dog is dangerous. And and if I'm standing there, I can't be like, Cleo, these people are fucking cool. But I think what it is with my dog, with its personality and the information that I did not have access to, and I don't have like this dog, like really, like if this dog, when this dog's with my fucking trainer, like, and it stays with him, people come and go, complete strangers come into his house, and the dog doesn't flip out. But with me, it does. I let it up on the bed. I fucking snuggle with the thing and shit. It thinks it's on the same level as me. For whatever reason, it feels like it has to run shit. And I just, after a while, because I'm so fucking busy, I just had to like sort of adjust my life around the dog, which is not another thing you're not supposed to do. But, I could walk it down the street. It doesn't go after people. But if someone just walks up to me out of nowhere and starts talking to me, it starts barking. It doesn't growl or show its teeth, but it definitely considers it like a threat. So, but this is the thing. What I've noticed since having this dog is that there are a bunch of dogs that do that of all breeds when I walk down the street. And what I see rather than the dog is I see the owner. And I am not... I made a lot of mistakes with my dog. And whenever my dog passes and I go to get another one, I don't know if I can do it, dude. I don't know if I can not have the dog be up on the fucking bed. I have to be disciplined enough to do it. I actually, when I was in Vancouver one time or Seattle or something, this woman told me, like, she doesn't let her dogs walk on the rug. I come home, she goes, I don't even look at them until I set everything down. They're waiting for her and waiting for her. My dog just gets to do whatever the fuck it wants. And I think that can be, a dangerous thing, the bigger your dog is. So, I what I would actually say is rather than have a pit bull ban, what I would say is if you're going to get a dangerous breed, and a pit bull is a dangerous breed, and all that means, I'm not saying the dog is inherently dangerous. I'm just saying that if your dog goes to bite somebody, like anybody's dog can, the level of damage that a pit bull can do versus if you get bit by a chihuahua, you have to understand, you have to respect what you have. So what I would say, rather than have a pit bull ban, I would say, what if people before you're able to have a pit bull, you have to take an intensive course and become a fully educated, great dog owner, which is what I wish was available to me before I got my dog, because I had to learn all these lessons the hard way and, trying to undo all of this shit that the dog learned as I'm leaving every other weekend and I'm in a writer's room all day. It was, like owning a dog is a tremendous amount of responsibility. So that alone, forget about all the fucking horrible people, human beings that are out there that do horrible fucking things to animals. I'm hypocritical because I eat chickens and cows and pigs and shit. And, they don't exactly treat them, they always say, oh, it's free range, it's organic and all that shit. And then you watch the documentary and they're cutting their beaks off and feeding them cows and shit. And it's fucking horrific. But these people who fight dogs, and these people who I honestly think there was some case in New York where this guy he was in an argument with his girlfriend. He snatched the girl's dog out and fucking spiked it on the ground and killed it. And the woman's daughter was in the other room. And this motherfucker only got 60 days. It's just I just kind of feel like somebody big enough should have grabbed him and spiked him down on a kitchen floor, and then he'd have to fucking deal with the ramifications of that, rather than my tax dollars paying for $60 worth of free fucking meals for this guy to be in some fucking halfway house. The level of fucking anger issue that guy has, that is I don't know, but that's really a shame, and that's what they're doing up there, is they're trying to protect people, and they're not going to throw any money at it. So they're just going to say, all right, no more of these dogs, no more of these dogs. That's what they're doing. So, but I got to be honest with you, getting mauled to death by a fucking pit bull. I mean, do you want to go out like that? I mean, that's pretty fucking horrific. And then also horrific is them then killing every other pit bull out there. So that would be my suggestion, is that, and if you are considering getting any dog, I'm sure that there's things that you could go out, that's the number one fucking thing that I wish I did, because I absolutely fucking love animals. I love dogs. I fucking love them. And everything that I do, is probably wrong, because the dog feels like it's on the same level as me and it has to run shit. And that's why people come through the door and it flips the fuck out. And I have to put I just know how the dog is. What I did, I just adjusted to it. I'm just like, all right, I know I'm having people over, so I just take the dog downstairs and I just keep it in the room downstairs. Nobody even sees the fucking thing. That's the way I had to operate with my dog. And, I can tell you that that's one way to do it, but it's not the way to do it, because there's that constant anxiety of thinking, oh, what if it ever got out? What the fuck happened? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And I have to live with the guilt of someone else getting hurt, and then I'd get the shit suit out of me. I mean, it's a really serious fucking thing when you get a German Shepherd, if you get a Pit Bull, if you get a Doberman Pinscher, if you get a fucking Golden Retriever. I mean, those dogs can fucking do damage. And the fact that you can just go, oh my God, it's cute, and just take the fucking thing home. Forget about if you found it by the LA River and you have no idea what the other people did to it. I mean, I know my dog got abused. I picked up my hockey stick when I first got it, and I was stick handling in the living room, as you do, right? And the dog immediately ran to the other side of the room, and I was like, oh my God, somebody was hitting this thing with some sort of a stick. So what I did was I just laid the hockey stick down in the middle of the room. I went to all the way on the opposite side of the room, and I'd call the dog over, and the dog would come over and go all the way around the stick, and then come over, lick me on my face, and I go, all right, go back to your bed, and it would go back to its bed, and each time it sniffed the stick a little bit more, and I just baby stepped it to the point where by the end of it, I could, stick handle in my garage, with the tennis ball and shit, and it didn't give a shit. But I wish I did that on other areas, but I never. Once you see a dog going after somebody, you never quite trust it again, and then you have that fear, and then they sense the fear, and they process that is the fear is the person at the door, and it's a fucking, I've learned so much by fucking up. So my next dog, I will not make those mistakes. But I don't think that it is a problem with the breed. I think it's the size of the dog and the mistakes that I fucking made, So, anyways, moving on. All right, moving to the States. Hey, Billy Slutbag. I'm a 21-year-old guy from Sweden, and I'm thinking about moving to the U.S., but I can't decide where. I've narrowed it down to 3 cities, New York, San Francisco, and L.A. Great fucking choices. So my simple question is, where do you think a guy in my age will have the most fun? And by the way, will your new special be on Netflix? Yes, it will be. Can't wait to see it in season 2 of F is for Family. Hope you and Neil lives continue to be great. Well, thank you. Go fuck yourself. And FDT, I don't know what that means. Fuck something or other. All right. It depends on what you want to do. All right, you are going to get fucking laid in all 3 of those cities. Coming over there, Swedish guy, you can speak fucking another language. I mean, it's over. It's a fucking rap. You can have an accent. It's a rap. You're going to get laid. It all depends on what type of women you're in and what kind of weather you like. If you can deal with the winter, I would say go to New York City. New York City is the Paris of the United States. It's the best one we have. As far as like just culturally, it's just fucking amazing. San Francisco is fucking unbelievable too. Like the first of all, the food in all 3 of these are unbelievable. San Francisco is going to be the most expensive, believe it or not. All that computer money, I guess, has fucking ruined that city. Then New York and LA is actually starting to, get really expensive too. LA, brutal fucking traffic. There is a drought. And what would I do? 21. You know what, man? I think I would go with New York just because if you want to go back and visit, you're cutting out like 5 hours of the flight. When you were in New York, I would visit San Francisco and L.A. But don't sleep on. There's other bunch of great. Madison, Wisconsin's fucking great. Pittsburgh's the shit. Cleveland's coming around, every time I go there, it's getting fucking better and better. I love all those fucking Rust Belt cities. Chicago's the shit. Nashville. New Orleans. There's so many fucking places to go. But I think New York is a great place. It's a great place, And there's a lot of liberal New Yorkers there, and they just think anything from another country, especially any country from Europe, is just automatically better and more amazing. So, and you'll be a good person for them to fucking sit there shit on the United States. It's like, you guys put your shoes on this way and we do it that way. It was like my wife listens to NPR, and they were sitting there talking about how in one of those fucking, countries over there where they have 1 million people on bicycles, no one really gets fucked over by someone opening the car door into them, when they parked. Because they have this thing called the fucking whatever. They open the door with their right hand, so that gets them to look over their shoulder. And they acted like it was this astounding fucking achievement. And why didn't we ever think of that? I'll tell you why we never thought of it. Because no one rides a fucking bike over here. 90% of people do not ride bicycles. Over there, everybody rides a fucking bike, just about. Most people can't even afford a fucking car. They have bike lanes. It's a part of how they grow up. That's the only reason why. It's like I never used to look for motorcycle riders until I rode a motorcycle. And then now I always, I creep over to the left, let them drive along, in between. I always make sure I'm looking for them, and I never did that before I rode. So anyways, I'm off on a tangent here. Okay, friend being taken advantage of at a fire station. The fuck does this mean? They're making him cook all the chili, or are we talking molested here? Dear Mr. Burr, a good friend of mine is trying to be a firefighter, and I feel like he's totally become their bitch. Instead of being hired full-time, his fire department has him hired as like a reserve or whatever, and has him working full-time hours, basically. That would be nice, but since he's a reserve, he's literally getting paid like below minimum wage. He's been doing this for around a year or so, and the department he's in definitely is understaffed. They just don't want to make him full-time because they would have to pay him an actual salary. Now, I don't know anything about jobs and careers and stuff, but I feel like he's definitely getting taken advantage of. What should I do? Should I tell him he's being fucked over? Would love to hear your opinion on the matter. Love the podcast. Can't wait for F's for Family. Go fuck yourself. And when are you coming to Northern California? All right. I would say, I would just say to him, hey, listen, I know that, I would just bring up work. How's it going at work? Blah, 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 blah. Do they have any plans of making you full-time anytime soon? Listen to what he says and then just ask him, well, how long, so what's the game plan? Have they hinted anything about it? And just see what he says. Sometimes it's hard. You got to let your friends learn hard lessons. Sometimes you just got to kind of let them get fucked over. I mean, just bring it up, see what the person says, and hopefully your friend isn't like that guy in the joke in Goodfellas. That just means he's content to be a jerk. What am I going to say? That my wife 2 times me? Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just bring it up. I've had friends in those situations, and, that can be very difficult. Yeah, so that's what I would do. That's a simple one. Just bring it up, ask them how it's going, and ask them if they have any plans. And then I would say, not trying to be nosy, I'm just looking out for you, because I want to see you succeed. What is your plan then? Because there are other firehouses out there where you could maybe get hired on. All right, Jim Irsay guitar collection. Oh, Jesus, my buddy Jim Irsay. Hey, Billy B. Bender. I was reading the Guitar Aficionado magazine this month, and there was an article about Warren Hayes playing Jerry Garcia's guitar, Tiger, at Red Rocks a few months back. This was the last guitar Jerry ever played live before his untimely death. Anyways, long story short, the article went on to disclose Jim Irsay was the actual owner of the guitar. Well, that's what happens with most of those instruments. They are owned by rich people who are not musicians. I'm not saying they're not lovers of music, but that's where it all ends up. And then actual musicians, they buy their own gear, and then they make that gear legendary. You know what I mean? I did that shit. I bought a 71 Ludwig Green Sparkle John Bonham fucking kit. So then what? Now I'm going to play like him? That was an expensive lesson to learn. But I know there's some other kid, going down to fucking Pro Drum Shop out here in LA, and he's going to buy a fucking kit that's a particular color and everything, and he's going to tune them up, or she's going to do it, and they're going to have a sound, and they're going to put it together, and then everybody's going to want that kit. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, he owns a team in the NFL. This guy's a fucking billionaire, right? He said he paid $850,000 for it at auction. And you know what's great about Jim Irsay money? Is if he's a fucking billionaire, all right. Even if you had $100 million, spending $850,000 is spending less than 1% of your fucking money. But if you're a billionaire, then what is the fucking decimal point moves over one more? Is that it? Is it 0.01%? Less than that? I don't know. He said he paid $850,000 for it at auction. Not to mention he also owns Bob Dylan's Stratocaster from the Newport Festival, George Harrison's Gibson SG. Jesus, what a fucking collection. And even Prince's Yellow Cloud guitar. Although I appreciate someone preserving musical history like he has, as a longtime guitarist and Patriots fan, I say fuck him for not allowing these guitars to be in the hands of musicians. What are your thoughts? I separate Jim Irsay, the football owner. When you start talking about his guitar collection, then he's just a regular person to me. You know what I mean? So he's just a rich guy, that he's a music lover, and I don't think they should necessarily be in the hands of musicians because I think that you should be influenced by great artists, not go out and try to do what they already did. I think the fact that you as a musician will go out, if I was a musician, my goal would be I would want my guitar to be famous too. Like how Stevie Ray Vaughan's, or John Bonham's Vista-like kit became famous. None of those things were famous. No one knew what they looked like until they got into the hands of those unbelievable artists. So, I think that the fact that they go for all that money and they end up in rich people's hands is just a testament to the greatness of the musician and how music affects people, even a guy who's a fucking NFL owner. The fact that he's into the Dead, he's into George Harrison, he's into Prince, he's into Bob Dylan. I mean, you can't fuck with any of those influences. The guy's got good taste in music, you know. But there's no magic in those guitars, though. I mean, I could literally have Bonham's kit, and I'm going to sound like a comedian playing drums, and you guys are all going to be like, hey, can you fucking knock it off? You know what I mean? So I don't think that I think that they're just like pieces of history now, I think. Like if you have like fucking Napoleon's sword, I don't think that, that should be in some other fucking dictator's hands chopping somebody's fucking head off. I mean, I don't think so. I just think that if you're into that type of shit, which I totally am, I'm completely into memorabilia, but I refuse to buy any because so much of it is fake. And also, I just have enough shit in my fucking house. I don't need any more shit in my house. And I don't want my fucking house to look like a fucking Hard Rock Cafe. You know what I mean? Where I got fucking Jim Morrison's fucking MeUndies on the wall. Framed, you know? And there'll probably some guy, it's a better chance of being Jim Irsay's fucking MeUndies than Jim Morrison. So, I don't begrudge him. And I think that's fucking awesome that he has it. Because, I guess then that's why musicians should maybe, I don't know. There is something cool to touch the thing. Like if you could ever like just hold that Jimmy Page double-necked SG that he played Stairway to Heaven on. If you could just fucking hold that thing and just feel like I think you just start whispering when you had it, like, oh my God, he looked at John Bonham and would give him the nod when he was coming out of the solo, you know? Okay, that was probably creepy. Listen to me fucking whisper. I would be like that around that shit. But, hey, man, if you got the fucking money, you know, they can have it. So there you go, man. Go make your guitar fucking legendary and then see how much Jim Irsay will pay for yours. You know, but then again, you'd have to be dead. Well, Bob Dylan's not dead when you give it up for auction. My dog right now is sitting just to the left of my computer. She's staring intensely at me. She's been fed, she's been out, and everything like that. And all that says is she wants to be let up on the couch. And you know what? I can't do it. I'm going to turn it around. I'm too weak. I can't resist. You're too fucking adorable. Why is your head shaped like a fucking muscular light bulb? You ever notice that, you little bear face? Huh? Why can't you be like this with company? Why can't you see that I'm relaxed around him and then you're relaxed? Why do you treat everybody like they're a fucking axe murderer? Huh? All right, that's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves. And I got to say again, congratulations to the Bills and that they're turning that fucking thing around there. I always like the Bills back. I don't like their fucking fans because I had a bad experience when I went out there and I wore a Patriots hat. And three fucking people when I was taking a piss pushed me. Fucking pussies. But anyways, I also had a fucking Patriots hat on in their stadium, and I had my dick out. What the fuck was I thinking? Give me Jesus Christ. Why don't I just slit my own throat? But I liked them from back, Joe Ferguson, O.J. Simpson, and all those days, and it was always snowing. And I always liked the Buffalo Bills from back then. So that's what happens. If you start to like a team when you're a kid, even when they become your rival, you don't give a fuck. So, psych, Tom Brady's coming back, and I'm just going to say a bunch of shit that I already said. All right, go fuck yourselves, and I'll check in on you on Thursday.